Good afternoon, this is Channel 3 News, reporting live from Concord. Today is August 27, 1883. Earlier today, 4 massive explosions rocked the Sunda Strait of Indonesia as the island of Krakatua was blown apart. Tsunamis from the eruptions have destroyed hundreds of coastal towns, and estimates tell us that over 36,000 people are dead.
Ships traveling in the area had been reporting ash clouds and explosive noises coming from the island for the past 2 months. This activity intensified yesterday, the 26th, when the first blast generated large clouds of ash and pyroclastic flows. These flows, plunging into the ocean, created tsunamis, which rocked the coasts of Sumatra, Java, and other surrounding islands. Eruptions continued into the evening.
However, the worst was yet to come. This morning, Krakatua violently erupted 4 times in the form of massive explosions, the last one causing the northern 2/3 of the island to collapse and disappear into the sea. This generated another huge tsunami, reported over 40 meters tall, which caused most of the casualties. One such tidal wave was strong enough to carry this coral block to shore. The noise from the blast was heard from over 4,600 kilometers away. Reports have come from as far away as Australia. This was the loudest sound ever to be recorded in history.
We have Harvey coming to us live from the scene. Harvey?
Thanks, Alfred. As you can see, the neighborhood behind me has been leveled. All of it has been carried away by the devastating tsunami that ripped through this small coastal island of Sebesay north of Krakatua. The island endured massive pyroclastic flows yesterday, and today, the morning of the main eruptions, it was engulfed by a 40-meter tall wave. Most of the island was swept away, including almost all of its vegetation and inhabitants. What you see around used to be an island full of life, but has been reduced to a field of mud and water. As you said earlier, the tsunami was generated when a huge portion of Krakatua collapsed into the ocean. This displaced a massive amount of water, and like a ripple, the tsunami traveled away from the island, ravaging coastlines like this across Indonesia and around the world. As you can see here, the devastation from the wave is immense. But why did the volcano erupt in the first place? Our volcanologist friend from Arizona State University can shed some more light on the eruption itself. Professor Pahoyhoy?
Thank you, Harvey, for that wonderful introduction. Krakatoa is one of many volcanoes that make up the volcanic island arc of Indonesia. As you can see in this map, this is where the Indo-Australian plate sank under the Eurasian plate to create the volcanic island arc of Indonesia. Let's take a closer look at the part of Indonesia where Krakatoa is located. Here, partial melting of the asthenosphere formed magma that came to the surface. Over time, this created the composite volcanoes of Indonesia, including Krakatoa. How the Indo-Australian plate subducts under the Eurasian plate is shown in this illustration. Now to the eruption. The magma of a composite cone is very viscous and felsic and contains a large amount of gases like sulfur, carbon dioxide, and water vapor. The less dense magma starts to rise to the surface through a crack in the crust called a fissure, and then localized into a tube-like structure called a conduit. Finally, the magma bursts through the already weakened surface and causes a violent eruption of lava, gas, and pyroclastic material. The eruption is so violent due to the buildup of gases in the viscous magma that are then abruptly released when the magma reaches the surface. Composite cones are the most dangerous and devastating of all volcanoes. The ash that is produced by the volcano can crush buildings and homes, not to mention pyroclastic flows, which are the most destructive aspects of volcanic eruptions. As you can see, my arm is badly injured. When I was studying a composite cone, I was unlucky enough to be caught in a pyroclastic flow. I was hit by a block, a clump of rock larger than 64 millimeters. Obviously, being anywhere near a volcano like Krakatoa is very dangerous.
Thank you, Professor Pahoyhoy, for that enlightening explanation. Well, that's all we have on this developing topic. Thank you for watching, and we will keep you updated. This is Alfred
And Gordon.
signing off. Have a good night, everybody, and stay safe.
Does anyone have any aspirin?
There once was a stratovolcano, part of Indonesia, and it was called Krakatoa. Krakatoa. Well, it all started when the place sank down under a less dense plate in a subduction zone. Krakatoa. 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 Pressure was growing in the gas fields up, and in 1883 it decided to blow Krakatoa. Krakatoa. Island collapsed into the sea. The water displaced made a tsunami. Krakatoa. 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 Yeah! Let's get our swag on. Part 2. Rest of the story is not quite right. 36,000 people died. The collapse of the island was a sight to behold. 2/3 of the land that couldn't be foretold. No, we're not the world's most passionate band. When volcanoes erupt, we try to sing if we can. Krakatoa. 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 Flow. Pyroclastic flow. Pyroclastic flow. Da-da-da-da-da.
Okay.
The anomalous dense magma starts to rise to the surface along a crack in the crust called a fissure, and is then localized into a tube-like structure.
Stop trying.
I'm literally. Alright, you know, screw this tie. I'm done with it. You can go burn.
Beep, beep, beep.
Not working. I'll burn that everything.
I messed up.
Brother and
Which
sister
is all
divergent, and
ejected.
then they're like,
Who wrote which is all ejected everywhere?